All right, I'm Jake from the Iron Neck, and today we're working on a flexibility and mobility routine. We've got Carlisle to help us with this, and the first thing we're going to do is a lock neck body turn. So Carlisle's going to get sort of a shoulder width stance here. He's going to put the hands together as a reference point and a bit of isometric tension between the palms, and then he's just going to make some room with the elbows, and he's going to rotate one hip to one side, and he's going to turn in and turn back. So you can see we've got the neck and the body moving in the same plane of motion at the same speed. So we're using the whole spinal column to turn, right, relying on the hips and the shoulders to create a bit of rotation. And he's going to do about those many reps, and we're going to do it in all four cardinal directions. So he's going to turn and look now with the anchor point on his left, and he's going to do the same thing, lock neck body turn. What we want to see too is you can see down here with the feet, he gets onto the ball of the foot, so there's athletic internal rotation, keeping some tension in the shoulder blades. If the reference point or the anchor point is north, right, we're looking south now in this third direction. Using the hips and shoulder blades to turn the body, isometrically using the core. Last one here, Carlisle, and then we'll turn with the back in this last direction. Just going to turn and dig out. So very balanced on the feet, using the hips and shoulder blades to keep your weight in between your feet. Excellent. The next one we're going to do is an iso hold thoracic car in a half kneeling stance. So Carlisle's going to take a knee. Little left knee, yeah, that's okay. So from there, we're going to bring this reference point down. He's going to bracket the anchor point with his thumbs, and he's going to retract one shoulder blade and open up through the thoracic spine. So right in between the shoulder blades and the hips. Alternating hands. So now we're using the entire picture from the waist up to help rotate over the top of a stable platform here in the kneeling stance. So we'll do one more each side, and then we're going to switch legs. Very nice, Carlisle. We'll stand, switch legs. We're going to set the glutes forward. We're going to roll the hips forward there so it's nice and stable. We've got some pressure through the ball of the foot, and then most of the work's coming from retracting the shoulder blades and separating the pieces between the lower body and the upper body to help increase range of motion through there. The last rep. This next exercise is going to be a reverse Nordic. So what he's going to do is put both knees down on the ground, shoelaces down on the floor flat. So from here, he's going to keep a nice straight line from his shoulder to his hip and his hip to his knee. And he's going to use the posterior chain, the low back, the glutes, and the hamstrings to pull himself into this reverse Nordic. What he'll feel is quite a big stretch through the anterior part. So hip flexors and quads all the way down to the knee. You're going to have to stretch a bit, open up, and we're using this posterior chain, right, as an engagement now eccentrically. You can see sort of leading the way back, right? So hips, shoulders, and knees in the same line, everything moving together. We'll go one more time, Carlisle. Excellent. So now we'll stand up. We're going to raise the anchor point up again from our half kneeling stance there. So now what we're going to do is a lock neck body turn in a deep squat. So what we should have felt from this mobility routine is a much deeper and comfier squat through the activation through our hips and shoulders. Now we've got a very deep lock neck body turn. We're getting internal and external rotation at the hip. We're getting a stretch through there into that lunge stance, and still looking to get some activation through the shoulder blades, keeping pressure through the palms. We'll go all four cardinal directions. You can see there that internal rotation. The weight is very balanced on the feet between left and right. Go once more and we'll face south again in this third direction. This direction, obviously using the anterior part of the neck, is quite weak, so making sure that we keep the chin down, the back of the neck is really long, and the weight is still balanced from left to right on those feet. the bottom of the second. We'll do one more full rotation. And we'll spin into this one in this last direction. Perfect. Down there. We can see that Carlisle's rotating, right, but this spine isn't over to the side or hunched over. He's got a very good line through here. Weight staying balanced. Back of the neck is really long. Perfect. So that's our flexibility and mobility routine. What we hope to get out of these sorts of things is less impingement in the hips, shoulder blades drawn forward. Hopefully start to come back a bit. If you're having tech neck or problems with your squat, if you have pain in lunge stances or bending over at the waist, right, this should help open up the thoracic spine, activate the lower body, put those things back into alignment, and hopefully get rid of some pain in those areas.